in the axis of evil?
I know Germany's one of them. I'm not sure on the other ones.
Okay, California.
Yep.
New York.
Jerusalem.
Right.
Jerusalem.
Okay. There's more than one.
I think all of them.
Does it stop?
Oh my God.
Florida.
Okay, I'm a little bit mixed up over the Palestinians and the Israelis. Okay, which one is throwing the rocks?
Oh my God.
The name of the other one, the fellow with the
Please kill me. Please kill me.
I call it a diaper head, really.
And I believe Mississippi.
Who was the first man on the moon?
John Glenn.
Armstrong walked on the moon, but I think it was a Russian. I'm not sure.
Well, I gotta tell you, some people don't believe that happened. They believe that was reincarnated in Arizona.
This makes me
somewhere.
deeply sad. Deeply saddening.
Don't have any idea.
You want to guess?
An animal.
I have no intelligent guess.
Okay, do you want to make a stupid guess? How many kidneys does a person have?
One.
What is
Oh
collateral
my
damage?
God.
Well, they just made a film about it, but that's definitely not what it is. It probably has something to do with
Oh
what the
my
movie was
God.
about, but not necessarily related to the movie. Do you know what I mean?
How many
Shoot that
world wars have there
motherfucker, Tony.
3.
been? Which
Yeah.
state does KFC come from? Okay, do you know what KFC stands for?
Kentucky Fried Chicken, right?
Star Wars
Uh-oh.
is
There's a
based on
clue.
true
There's a
story.
clue.
True or
I
false?
still didn't get it.
True. What are Hiroshima and Nagasaki famous for?
What is it, judo wrestling or whatever?
Where is the
Oh
West
my
Bank?
God.
On the East Coast, probably.
I'd say somewhere in New York.
How many
Oh
Eiffel
my
Towers are there in Paris?
I say about 10.
What is Al Qaeda?
Please kill me. Please kill me.
There's a group, suicide group in Israel, in Middle East, that they do suicide bombs and stuff.
Okay, right, yep.
And the president of it is Yasser Arafat.
Right, yep.
Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Listen to my answer. Al Qaeda is a wing of the Masonic Order.
Where was the Berlin Wall? What is the main religion of Israel?
Oh God.
Muslim.
The language they speak in Latin America is Latin. True or false?
I'm monitoring the show, Barco. You can hear the damn news.
Believe me, I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm thinking.
Okay, all right.
Israel?
In fact, most Americans would even support a war against a country they've never heard of. Take a harmless place like the Central Asian Republic of Kyrgyzstan.
I wouldn't have thought they'd be much threat.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but that's not the view I found on the streets of Texas.
Do you support the president's stance on Kyrgyzstan?
Yes.
Yeah.
President stands on what?
Kyrgyzstan,
I got no idea.
in Central Asia. The president says that Kyrgyzstan is a threat to U.S. security. Do you support him in that?
Oh, yes.
Like President Bush, so
Okay.
I would have to agree, I suppose.
Right.
Oh my
says
God.
it, I believe it. Do you agree with President Bush that Kyrgyzstan's a threat to the United States?
I think all those countries that are over there that support terrorism or have anything to do with it like that are a threat to the United States.
If the president authorizes military action against Kyrgyzstan, would you still support him?
Yes, sir.
We got to support him all the way.
Yes, sir. I'm a veteran.
Okay.
Whatever it takes to keep this country free.
Do you think that Kyrgyzstan is a threat to world security?
Yeah, I think so. No,
No, why not?
because they don't have enough power to defend themselves.
But you'd still support an invasion by America?
Yes, I would. Whatever he thinks
Oh my
is right.
God.
He's from Texas. He's got to be right.
You know, what can we do? Well, what can we do to get people smarter, my friends? I mean, I focus on America a lot. You guys know I don't do local politics. When I first issued a press release for this show, which you can do, anybody that's doing a fucking podcast can do a press release in your local paper, and maybe they'll accept it, maybe they won't. Not a lot of competition out for me here in the middle of nowhere, so they ran mine. And I said that one of the things I was going to cover was some local politics and some sneaky legislation that they were trying to push through. And at that time, when I first started the show, I was on the hunt for liars in a kind of a vicious, animalistic way. And now I'm not. I've changed the path a little bit. So many people lie that it's not a fun target anymore. Just general stupidity, and anybody spreading myths, rumors that don't have some kind of informational backing, I kind of go after those now. So that's a little bit of a change. So I'm not doing local. I'm doing national, but I'm also doing world. I like world stuff. World stuff I think if if I were a doctor, I would not be a fucking ankle specialist. I would be general practice. I want to know how the whole thing works and how it works together, and I want to have my little specialty areas where I know a little bit more than the average person. That's what Leno does. That's what Jimmy Kimmel does. They go out and they have to ask 300 questions, and they find 4 dumb responses, and those are the ones that you see. But I think it does represent a larger problem in America, where it is not considered important to know much about your country or world affairs. So many people are so consumed with their daily lives and their own little problems that they don't spread out their mental grasp of the world, or even just the locale around them, anywhere beyond their route to work, what they're having for lunch, 5 stupid fucking Facebook cat videos, and maybe how to get laid. That's about it. And here's the problem. It'd be different if it was like that across the world. But what I find when they do these types of surveys globally, most people are fairly well educated about their country and world affairs, as at least it pertains to that country. Not really the case with America. Why? I think a big part of it is Hollywood. I think we identify with Hollywood as our country. In other words, the Hollywood presentation of America is the view most Americans have of America. Number one. Number two, we kind of know we're the badasses right now. Yeah, we're on top. We are. I mean, there's no sense denying that. We are the world's standing superpower right now, with China nipping at our heels, Russia nipping at their heels, and really nobody can fuck with us. I mean, yeah, people have nukes aimed at us. You're going to live with that. Even if they say they're all gone, they're not. But I kind of like that. That keeps everybody in check. So we're the badasses. So the average American says, okay, I'm part of the badassery. I don't have to know anything. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a supermodel mentality? I don't have to know anything. I'm beautiful. Well, fuck you. I hope that a supermodel that's dumb, I know somebody who was a model, and I mean, she was like big time in New York, and she was actually on a special for Entertainment Tonight. I believe she was playing a mock-up role of Madonna in some Spanish film. So she was a pretty big deal as models go. She went and got her PhD, and I believe was it in geology? Anyway, she studies volcanoes, and she is incredibly brilliant. And I think if I can, and I went to high school with her, I wasn't real close with her, but if I think about her mentality, I can just picture her saying, my looks are fine, that's great, but everybody thinks I'm stupid because they have applied the formula that pretty lady must be dumb. Why? Pretty lady doesn't have to do the work to get smart. She doesn't need that in her arsenal. She's got the looks. I have a feeling that maybe that wasn't her motivating force, but it was a little fire cooking in the back of her mind when she decided that she was going to have to go to school for 8 years and become brilliant. And I mean, she already was. She was one of those people in high school. It's all straight A's and all that. So what a shame, though, that the average American takes whatever it is that gives them the leg up and stops there. Because to me, it seems like they don't care. Do you know many Americans, my fellow American friends here, and I guess we should ask RD what's going on in the Netherlands as well, that are aware of their nation's condition, their nation's politics, their nation's laws and legal disputes, their nation's relationship with international affairs and foreign policies, and how that all plays into how that nation is doing? Tell me, Barco, if you know people that give a shit about their country and what's going on in it. And tell me that also, RD. I want to know if you know people, because I'm having a hard time finding people that care. What is that? They know all of the people that have ever starred on Survivor, but they couldn't list 10 presidents for you. They couldn't. I'd have to Google it. Shame. Very, very terrible shame. We got to do better than that. Pedophile snowmen, not really a huge threat. I did fall into the trap of using fear tactics to get you to tune into the show, because now you'll say, Well, if I have to watch out for pedophile snowmen, and for example, in Virginia right now, there's 8 inches of snow on the ground where I am, and you typically don't see 8 inches on a white guy, but that just depends. It depends what we're talking about. So we did not build a snowman. My leg and back would not allow me to do that. I would love to, and I miss the days where I could move around. And I would probably build a snowman who looked like a person mooning somebody and just aimed that at my neighbor, who right this moment is outside with a leaf blower. I said it, a leaf blower. 8 inches of snow, my friends, on the ground. He's out there with a leaf blower. Now, you want to talk about psychology? I'll tell you what nobody else even thinks about. I'll tell you why he's out there. He's not out there to do anything with that leaf blower. He's out there because he can't go to work today because everything's been closed and canceled because the roads are terrible. And he's out there for one reason. And I want to see if you guys in the chat room can tell me, why would a man go outside of his house with a leaf blower, which is relatively ineffectual unless you have an industrial powered one, to try to move snow around off of his driveway or whatever, and being very ineffectual with it? And why would he be out there doing this? Let me hear your guesses. And I'm going to read some of your comments in the chat. Barco says, President John Kerry wants the U.S. to fund a Russian language TV station to broadcast Western propaganda to Russia and Ukraine, etc. Okay. I'm surprised John Kerry didn't win. I think he's a pretty wise dude. That whole Swift boat thing got him, though. And that is a testament to the power of campaigns of labeling. If you can get somebody, call them a flip-flopper, or you can get somebody to say, let's see what Artie says. This reminds me of Mark Dice asking people to name their favorite writer, and then when they don't answer, to name their favorite book, and then when they still don't answer, to name any writer of any book, and some still don't answer. Where did that happen, RD? Putin's propaganda, yeah, there's a lot of propaganda. I mean, Russian television is still state-controlled, and you will see, if you pay attention to the lexicon of the media in Russia, for example, and other countries like Russia, and the state-managed media outlets, you will see the words power, force, military, strength, and fight. You'll see those words used like 1 out of every 10 words. It is their constant message that Russia's about power, power, power. Nobody can beat us. We can beat everybody. Power, power. And what a sad thing, because their economy right now looks like a pulsating anus, which does look like a boiled egg in an earthquake, if I may. And that's a sad thing, and that has a lot to do with the power at the top in Russia conglomerating and sharing the good stuff just between the top few. In America, they do that legally, but they don't lie about it. Yeah, we know we've got the money. We're the billionaires, you know? And in a communist country, you have to be very careful, because there is this common belief that in a communist country, everybody's equal, everybody's taken care of. Doesn't really happen that way, and it never will, because human nature will be what comes in to fuck that all up. Artie says, I think very hard to get an idea of the average Dutchman / American. Well, I'd like to hear what you think, RD, and I want you to be honest. Do you think Americans in general are stupid? Do you think they're just slightly less intelligent than the average global citizen regarding affairs that affect that citizen's country and or culture and or how they relate to the world? Are we dumb people? Are we a dumb country? I don't like that idea. I think I'd rather be several things other than dumb if you're going to give me bad words to pick from. I definitely don't want to be weak. You got to have your military strength. But I don't want the military strength to be a substitute for intelligence. That's scary to me, because the people that have the intelligence and enough numbers will overcome everyone else eventually. So we definitely consider Americans to be idiots. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty there, RD. And you guys need to know that the next time you're in the Netherlands, they're looking at you like you're a clown that has shown up to entertain them, and they're thinking about how to separate you from that vacation money. Yeah, and they're gonna do it. Yeah. Did you? And I PayPal.